This is a fake $120 iPhone 17 Pro, and this is a real iPhone 17 Pro Max. But what is the actual difference? What if I told you that this phone is not actually fake? But for you to understand, I'd have to show you the unboxing. So let's unbox them first. Okay, let's get them open. All right, I know what you're thinking right now. Ben, this doesn't look like this, right? Okay, so this is just the package that it came in. As you can see, looks a little goofy here. Oh, weird specs. Nah, they knew that this would get in trouble. So this is the box they sent it in, and this is what comes inside of the box. All right, so right here we have the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this is supposed to be the iPhone 17 Pro. All right, slightly bigger size, but everything should be basically the same. But if it's not, that's concerning. Okay, so when it comes to the box, look, it looks pretty dang good. Like if you were handed this, you would not guess this is fake. The back, same deal. We have more words right here, and is that Arabic? I don't know. Whatever, right? Words on the sides look pretty similar as well. Apple logo on the top, but we're gonna open them. This is my iPhone 17 Pro Max. I've obviously opened this already, so I'll just show you quickly what's inside, right? We got the iPhone 17 Pro Max, then we have the charging cable, and we have the pamphlet, whatever, right? Okay, but this fake, this is what we actually care about, okay? We're opening this up. Pull tabs are a big deal. If they have crappy pull tabs, red flag. Come on! All right, now we're opening the box. Let's see, okay, so that's odd, comes in a bag. This one did not come in a bag. And what in the world is going on here? I don't know why, but this just looks goofy. Does it not look goofy to you? First of all, I mean, it's smaller, so it'll probably be more similar to the 17 Pro, but it's not as rounded on the edges. It kind of looks legit, but I can't fully tell. Okay, we also get a cable and a pamphlet, so like pretty similar. And let's take a better look here. Okay, this is our fake. We're gonna undo this peeling. Whew. That was smooth. As you can see, the screen is rounded. I don't know if you can see that. The screen is rounded, where on this one, it's like pretty much flat. I'll show you. This one, it's flat. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, but let's boot it up. Here we go. Okay, we just got an Apple logo there. Booting up. Let's boot up our real one. Should be the same deal. Okay, this is interesting. We'll see how this goes. The color is extremely close there. I will admit that. The cameras are looking a little bit odd. So this one I already set up, right? Usually starts in that setup menu, right? But this fake one, I did not set up. Okay, you see those bezels? What the freak? Why does it have a notch? Is this a real iPhone? No. Is this a reskinned iPhone? No way, wait a minute. Okay, so it goes right in. I have to set up the iPhone though. I'm kind of scared to like sign into my account on here. It's like, what the freak is going on? Okay, so far this is like looking like a real iPhone. I wonder if it's a reskinned iPhone. Okay, that works normal. Okay, now we're gonna check our settings. Okay, it says it has iOS 16. So far, we have a very odd fake right here. Okay, we do not have a camera button. It just has a SIM cards tray. Oh, it's lightning cable. It's not USB Type-C. Dude, no, this is totally a reskinned iPhone. How did I not know that? All right, so when it comes to the hardware differences between the two phones, obviously now, this one is a real iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this one is the fake. If you couldn't tell the difference, I guess that's a good on the people that are faking it, maybe, I don't know. But essentially, here are the main differences that I've noticed. For one, the back camera bump is a little bit taller on the original than it is on the clone. And it's also a little more recessed in the flash unit, and I guarantee this LiDAR sensor doesn't work. And also on this fake, the two bottom cameras are duds, whereas on the original, they're real, obviously. Also, the rounding of the edges on the fake are not quite as good. It's kind of got this weird, super flat edge, where the original's got the nice rounded edges. It also does charge with lightning charging cable instead of the USB Type-C. All right, so I'm gonna try the wireless power sharing on the fake iPhone to see if it has wireless charging. Here we go. Oh, so it does have wireless charging as well, which is, I've never actually had a clone that has proper wireless charging. So that's actually very impressive. But as you know, some differences in the screen as well. It does have that old notch display that doesn't look quite as good. And it's smaller. I think it's a little bit bigger than the actual 17 Pro. but slightly smaller than the 17 Pro Max. So it's kind of an interesting size. It's right there in the middle. It also doesn't have a camera button on the side, and it has a volume rocker instead of the action button. And the buttons are also raised as well. Also, the screen is has a bubble to it, where the original is fully flat. So there are differences that you can notice, but the thing that's impressive about it is the fact that you would look at this and you just have no idea if this is real or not. If you were holding this in your hand and you had it, people wouldn't be able to tell, because for one, it runs real iOS. I don't know if you guys caught that, but this is actually a reskinned iPhone. So it's just a iPhone XR in the body of an iPhone 17 Pro. So that giving it a lot of actual benefits, because it's technically a real iPhone. If I were to buy a fake iPhone, I would buy this one for sure. One thing I do want to check is if the flashlight works. So on the real, there's the flashlight. Now for the fake, oh, the flashlight does work. I wonder how they rigged that. That's impressive. But yeah, so overall, the hardware is actually pretty good. This is the clone right here, and I'm in the settings, and I'm setting up the Face ID. So it allegedly does have Face ID. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's literally just a normal Face ID, going through the whole LiDAR sensor deal. So I've had phones like this before in the past, and this is a big part that kind of gets messed up a lot, is the actual Face ID. All right, we're gonna create a password. Okay, now I want to see if the Face ID works. Okay, it works just like that. What the freak? Okay, why is this already 10 times better than all the fake iPhones I've tried before? All right, so when it comes to the software of the two, I want to show you kind of the difference we get here. So obviously this phone is actually running iOS 16, where this one is running iOS 26. That seems like 10-year difference, but it's actually a 3-year difference. But here's the thing, is this actually can upgrade to iOS 18, but the reason they did it is because that way they could jailbreak it, and it's probably a repurposed phone. So that's why we have these things called Troll Installer, Troll Store, Filza. These are all jailbroken things, and that's why I'm also a little scared to use it, because I'm oh. But other than that, it's all real iOS. You go into the clock, this is real iOS. Everything about it is real. You go into the camera, obviously this is all real. It's the older version, so it looks a little bit different, but has all the same settings. And the thing about it is it's super, super smooth. I just want to show you guys the actual difference here. This is another fake iPhone that I've reviewed right here. And this thing is night and day. Look at that. And it's but it's actual iOS. And see how it's just smoother and better? And this is the fake, But everything is real, so the App Store is also real. This one is a fake App Store, it's not actually real. Maps are real, health is real. That's what's so great about these reskinned ones, is because they're actually real. Well, these ones are fine, but it's just not the same. So you go in here and go general, about, says it's an iPhone 7. Here's the thing that's crazy though, it does say 17 Pro Max. In my opinion, if I had to pick between one of these, I'd definitely pick the reskinned one over this one. It's just laggy and not quite as good. That being said, you don't have the action button, and there's a few features that it may be missing, but you're actually running real iOS, which is really nice. So overall, the software, I'm sure if you've had an iPhone, it's pretty similar. All these things are just kind of the same, just a little older version, and you can probably upgrade it. So yeah, all this, super smooth as butter, just like the whole iOS ecosystem. It works really good, basically. All right, so when it comes to the cameras of the two, now obviously we have the nice iPhone 17 Pro Max cameras, which are really good. But the thing about the fake one is it does have a real iPhone camera, but how does it stack up to the iPhone 17 Pro Max? So I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures and get a little bit of a feel for it. I'm gonna use the front-facing camera, and we'll take a picture on the fake and now the real. And then I also want to do a front-facing camera test. And this is the difference between the two on the front-facing camera. Hopefully it looks pretty good. This is moving between the footage, but yeah, hopefully it looks decent. Flip the two cameras around, and I actually want to show you guys my recording setup. So I actually have a reasonably dark room, and I have a Sony FX30 right there recording it on a 23mm lens. And I have a nice softbox light. I have my monitor right here. I got some speakers. So overall, this is kind of the difference of the rear-facing camera. And I do want to compare the actual specs of the camera. So for the iPhone XR, we have a 12 megapixel wide sensor that's for the rear camera, and it only has digital zoom. There's no optical zoom at all. It can shoot in 4K up to 60 FPS and slow-mo up to 1080p. It does have a 7 megapixel front camera, has OIS and HDR with a basic portrait mode. But when we compare that to the actual iPhone 17 Pro Max, it has a quad camera system, and all of them are 48 megapixels. So we're talking the back and the fronts, and we have digital zoom up to 40 times, supports RAW, Smart HDR. We got Photonic Engine for enhanced color and detail. We have macro, portrait lighting, night mode. The front camera is 18 megapixels and it has a true depth center stage camera, has autofocus, 4K Dolby Vision, and it has, so like the camera like specs wise is much better. But if you were to compare this fake iPhone to other fake iPhones that I've compared in the past, it has a much better camera system because it's an actual Apple camera system, whereas the other ones are not, and they're bad. All right, so now we're gonna be doing a speed test between the two phones. It'll be simply, we're first gonna see just kind of which ones load things quicker on the general apps, and then we're gonna run a Geekbench test to see just how big the difference is between the two phones. So for example, we're gonna go to the camera, 3, 2, 1, go. That was pretty much the same, honestly. Okay, let's go to the App Store in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that opened quicker, honestly. Okay, now let's try the clock. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, a little bit slower on that one. Settings, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, similar. So I think where things will change is in the places that like heavier apps, whether that's editing or other things like that, that's where it'll change. But now we're gonna run a Geekbench. Here we go. And as you can see, this one is running a A12 Bionic chip, where this is running the A19. So we got like 7 years difference right here. And we have much more RAM as well. So it's quite a big difference between the two phones. But we're just gonna run the CPU benchmark and see how that goes. All right, so I was actually running it and it went all the way through, but then it crashed right before we finished the Geekbench test. This is our iPhone 17 Pro Max. Excellent scores right here. Though this thing's running again, we'll see if we can get it to actually give us a score or if it crashes again. Oh, it didn't crash. Let's go. All right, we got 1200 and 2600 on the single core and multi-core score. To be honest, this is pretty decent for a $120 phone. And comparing that to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, like honestly, not bad at all. Let's see how we compare. All right, we're even better than our average device. Obviously, we're cooking here, and we're better than the XR, obviously. But this also costs 10 times as much, but it's not 10 times as fast. So we're kind of cooking. All right, now we're gonna finish off the test with a nice GPU test, and we'll call it a day. Let's see what we get here. All right, here we go. All right, we got our scores, and we have 8,000 GPU score on the iPhone XR, and then we have 46,000 GPU score. Holy freak. Wow. It's actually crazy how much they've improved on the actual just speed of this thing. Holy crap. And this is how it stacks up. So overall, yes, it is a slower phone. It's also way cheaper, but yeah, at least it can run the tests. So overall, anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you want to take a peek at this phone, I'll leave it down below. This is a fake iPhone, but it's also just a reskinned iPhone XR. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and peace.